Hello, this is Solomon. This is a live commentary match in one of my videos, recent videos, and I'm going to be doing an in-depth analysis of it, explain more of it. So I went random, got France, AAA, went Germany, picked Germany. Anmar, I think he picked, I can't remember, I believe Willow picked two, I don't think he went random, but they both got USA anyway. So AAA is a decent opponent. They've beat me before in 1v1. I wouldn't say they're better though, but Willow is also good enough. He's not exactly this 1v1 player. He's not like me or AA or Super Crumpets or me 109 or Panzer Shooter. He's not on that tier. But as far as people who generally play just the team games and FFA, he's one of the better ones. Anwar, I don't remember before the day I played these matches, but he's not that good from what has happened. Really not that good. Anyway, let's start. Now in this situation, he was initially Japan, so I mean he's just gonna go air because German air is better than US air. Well, actually I wouldn't say that, but in this situation, definitely take the German air. I was like, I don't want Willow to be air because, well, basically the US can do a lot of things I can't. The US can make infantry, they can make cheap recon, they can make good AA. France can't do any of those things. So even though US air is better than French air, all things considered, significantly better than French air. But the problem is I can't do anything on the ground really besides make tanks, slow ass tanks. That's not gonna, there's too much ground on this map. Like you need infantry for these choke points especially. AA is just useful. US AA is a lot better. US also got the cheap recon, which is really good. They also got good late game ground, much better than France. France is again an early game nation as far as ground goes. Like super Persians are just gonna beat the shit out of all 44s. Plus France is just so slow too, just all other shit is slow in this map. There's too much ground to cover. So yeah, basically I have to go here. If one of them goes here. I said I'm gonna go air for Germany goes air. Since I knew US was gonna go air here. So if Germany goes ground, I would stick to the ground. It will be both, everyone will be ground. But Germany goes air, so I decided to go air. And I cancel two of my depots. Now, a big thing about Frontier, it's really disadvantaged in like the first 2 minutes. It's a really big problem for them. They're really vulnerable. So I decided to kick out an AA base too, which is definitely gonna give me a little, it will basically protect me from paratroopers. At the sacrifice of the next couple of minutes, since I'd be spending money on AA and the base instead of fighters. AA comes out with the ME-109, which is standard. We both go 7 depots, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And I'd say it's better generally. I don't play this map a whole lot, so I'm not entirely sure. This is just really what I think from some of my relatively few experience, my relatively little experience on this map, but I believe the mountain range is a lot better for air since it's so much easier to defend. Like this is like, it's basically this way. Like if the enemy's coming in this way, you're like really fucked on map control and all that already. So if the enemy's coming in this way, you probably lost already, or it's some sort of raid. But anyway, so it's really easy to defend. So like France or just whoever, just put down a bunker, maybe a couple of units, and it's really easy to protect your airfields over here. And the depots behind it. See over here, the depots are a lot more spread out and there's a lot more avenues of entry. It's still real protected, but the bigger issue is all the depots are real spread out, so I need ground control all over this area to protect these depots. like from raiding infantry or light tanks or just tanks in general or just anything on the ground. So yeah, I definitely say it's better for the mountain player to go air and the other player to go ground. Although the first priority is team comps. Like if it's UK right here, nah, I should go air. It's like Japan right here and like France right here, and Japan should go air. Okay. This is a really big question. Do you go bombers or paratroopers? They're both basically anti-building units. The thing is, paratroopers are like cheaper, but they're only basically a one-time use. And although you can't capture stuff, you can also just outright win games sometimes. And generally, I like to go paratroopers a lot of the time early, just because they're cheaper, and they have a lot more potential to cause damage in one go. Like just like wave a couple paratroopers just to knock out the depots. Look at those pairs, which is really standard. They strike at these depots, which is good decision. Although honestly, I could have tried to go for my HQ. Like if I hadn't built this base, you definitely could have gone for my HQ. But since I did build it, that makes it more problematic. Although he probably still could have gone for this depot. Now I meant to micro away, but I don't click away in time. But I do get a return kill, and the ME109 is more expensive. It's 25 supply versus the 20 supply for the D520. But yeah, also in 1v1s, I usually just stick with a basic fighter a lot, but on a map like this, so this big, you really need the 3-star fighter. Because of the more speed and the damage, and you do need the damage in this situation. Because 2-star fighters, 3 of them will target 1 jet, and that makes the numbers game much more difficult for you. I was gonna go for the strafe, but he ends up killing Depot, so. DRs are coming across, which is pointless. You should have gone Rangers. Secondary base is also really bizarre. Just go like double barracks or like just go another barracks and Ranger tech instead of really a secondary base. And then I'd be in a really difficult situation here. But anyway, my ally Will, he's forced to spend all his money on Rangers right here to defend against Paras. So I don't have any barracks on my side, and this is really, really problematic. This is really not good. Because I need to be spending my money on the air game. Hey, get jets. Have my AA come out to help kill a GI. Secondary base back here. See, it's fine to put a secondary base right here though, for the depots and whatnot, and more production right here. Oh, it's kind of weird to put it this far forward. Unnecessary. Building a second airfield. So at this point, I'm looking at what I can do. Okay, so he has a couple of planes, but not a whole lot. Now, look at it. What can I do here? Yeah, if any of y'all want to think about it, look at the map. Anyway, the answer is it's paratroopers. And I get 10 supply paratroopers. And he only has 4 planes right now. He's building a 5th one, and I have 4 planes. And I'm about to get a second airfield. So let's make I say I make 3 more planes, and jets are 30. These planes cost 20, so I get 50% more. So I build like 3 or 4 more planes, and I say for 6 paratroopers targeting the depots, maybe the HQs, maybe the German airfield and HQ. Basically, so I send out all the paratroopers for only 60. That's relatively cheap. Like, especially compared to German paratroopers, which cost 15. That's a lot more, 50% more. So that will put them in a really difficult spot, especially when I have more planes. They might be inferior planes, but he could either go after my planes, which will give my time to my paratroopers for them to land and fuck up all these depots and whatnot. Maybe they capture HQ or camp the airfield. And if he goes after my paratroopers, I can kill his fighters. And that's what I wanted to do. Especially this is a really particular time to do that. Let's get my second airfield out and crank all that out real quick. I'm still building up air. Guys, and And I should have sent my fighters to intercept this earlier. I have Eric's dies. That's a really big problem since there's a massive infantry heading towards me. They're GIs, but that's still very problematic. Like, oh, what the fuck? Yeah. Like, well then. So although there's no reason I don't know why he put the barracks so far forward. He could have built it like right here or right here. It really didn't need to be that far forward, especially since he knows there's recon, so he knows there's a chance to intercept. So like, I mean, I know I could have intercepted it, but I didn't. So that like everyone makes mistakes. Maybe not Cuba. He doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes in the air, but everyone else, you could have built up barracks early and prevented that. So we're both at fault. I'll say that much. Sorry, planes. Like, well, this is kind of annoying. Other barracks, which is nice because there's release. But he didn't push this Phillies more forward, thank God. So I built 4-5 position to stop paratroopers or get my first couple planes at an edge, and I start rebuilding my air force. Then Will over here makes an excellent decision, decides to push the Rangers. Okay, well now he's stopped for some completely. This is completely. There's no reason to be stopping right here. There is zero reason to stop. All he's doing is giving time to the enemy to make more units. So I have no idea why he stopped here. There's also literally no reason for him to stop making infantry. He knows the enemy's making GI, so they don't have ranger tech. So if he just literally put 100% of his money in the Rangers and is kept on sending them forward, then he will be forced to keep making GIs probably. At least panic and keep on making them. So you like win because GIs light infantry are garbage. There's a paratroop over here, but it dies. So yeah. Yeah, I still decided to try to get the paratroopers to go while he's distracted trying to straight these infantry. A makes an artillery base in response. And yeah, it doesn't work out. I mean, did I kill one of the jet fighters? I didn't see. And I only lost one of my planes, but yeah, the paratroopers are dead for. Okay, what the fuck? I have literally zero idea why he backed up. Like, one ranger is equivalent to 3 light infantry. There's 9 GIs, there's 6 rangers. He does not have... Just put, like, then 4 more right here. Like, I have zero idea. These are GIs. They're just gonna literally die in 2 seconds. I have no idea why he backed up. Fuck it. Now I'm gonna screenshot this. I need to ask him why he backed up. This irks me too much. Why did you do this to me, Bilbo Baggins? Anyway. Although at the time, I thought those were Rangers. I thought he researched Rangers. I just got a glimpse at it. I didn't actually know he was still making GIs. Otherwise, I would have been like yelling at him in all caps to be charging. Yeah, I tried to do some intercept, but it doesn't work out that well. That's why micro's bad. I should have been doing like 3 planes to a fighter to kill it off really fast. So didn't he run this way since I told him to attack here, since I figured I might as well see if he can kill this off for this flash damage from the Lees hitting his Rangers. Like, I'm not sure why I thought it was better to attack in the Lees instead of in the GIs. And again, as I said earlier, like, he should have just kept making infantry when he realized that he was making GIs, because then you just spam like a horde of Rangers and just kill him. And we had a Guppy in case he killed off some Lees, and maybe we could exploit over here since he captured the barracks, but he didn't. There's too much Lees. So it's not looking that good, especially since they have 2 admins to our... Okay, well, we have equal admins now since we'll build 2 at this point. What is this? That's the engineer truck. I don't know what that... I do not know what that was. So more paratroopers come out? Like, okay then. Well, I might as well take the engagement. Okay, so I am 107 points behind right now. Or our team is 107 points behind.
Supply depot nearly depleted. We've almost emptied that depot, sir.
So you go from 107 points behind to, what, 67 points behind? That's a pretty big difference. Alright, that was those Fallschirmjäger. They're 15 points each, so we killed 2 of them and they didn't kill anything, so that was 30 points. And yeah, then the plane engagement wasn't that bad since it had fanaticism and blitz, so it wasn't super one-sided or anything. Plus, I could run away back to my airfields right away since there was blitz, so they would land at the airfields before they got killed, some of them. And this is a depot truck right here that I kill, fortunately. Now we're actually ahead in point. Wait, no. Well, we're about to be behind again, but it's basically even now. Yeah, that attack right there kind of knocked the world, kind of took away their initiative a good bit. Build an admin right here. Building it a little bit closer instead of in the back so I can get the income faster. Since I don't really consider anything a serious threat, there's no artillery. I haven't seen any bombers. If there are bombers, I believe I can finish it off. Will gets Persians, thank God. Alright, you know, I think one ranger might be able to kill... One heavy infantry might be able to even kill 4 light infantry. And he goes with even more paratroopers. Like, these are so expensive. Like, the Soviet and French ones and Japanese ones are so much better since they only cost 10. And also, paratroopers, they have... Okay, well, you can't see it since they're not on the ground. But paratroopers have the same resilience as light infantry. At least that's what it says on our stat card, so... Like, the 15 supply paratroopers aren't that good, even though they do more damage. They still have the same resilience. They go the same speed as light infantry. Like, the 10 supply, and again, you use paratroopers to kill buildings, not... or capture them. You don't really use them to fight units. Like, the 10's... Like, the cheap paratroopers are like one of the saving graces of French and Soviet air not being complete shit. Let's compare points real quick. So we're actually right now we're 15 points ahead. Actually, no, we're gonna lose this pretty hard though. I also get a 3rd airfield. Yeah, and the plane crashes and kills the admin, so that's actually really not awesome. Like, well, shit. But yeah, the air engagement itself wasn't that bad. We're like a little bit behind. Did I lose the fucking airfield? The flamethrower, so I was like, that's actually really, really, really not good because I really need to have more aircraft. And all the depots are running out and they're on really low income. We have 2 admins, they have 4 admins. So it's like, it would be really difficult to build another airfield. And you also, I just tell Willow to go this way. You can't really, it's really kind of weird to go this way and awkward since he's gonna get tanks too. And Rangers control the towns. and they're just choke points. So like literally the only way you can go is you can only go this way. Since tanks will just purging will just control this. Rangers will control right here. Tanks will also control this choke point. So and I told him it's like you have to go here, like it's the air player. And he's not building Stukas, he's building jet fighters. If he builds Stukas, I will kill him. I will kill him with my fighters. Then he stopped, which really annoys me. I'm like, dude, just go forward. Like, if you can go forward, because if you're stopping, you're giving the enemy more time to do something, especially right now since they have more income. So it's really, really not awesome to stop. Besides waiting for his M16s, but it's like, yeah, what, okay. I mean, okay, but like, let's not give them more time to prepare for the Persians and Rangers. I'm not that super good at punishing strafing, plus it's jet fighters versus basic fighters. It's like, eh. Oh yeah, no, this is a pretty good punish now. Anyway, so in general, to talk about French and Soviet air since they get to 3-star fighters. Like you get a lot more planes, but you have to remember to like keep have more airfields so you can actually build more planes in enemy at any given time. Like you can still do French and Soviet air. Soviet air definitely being the better one and the easier one to use. French air is really again they're really really vulnerable in the first 2 minutes. And there's the worst air overall. But basically, when you're running French and Soviet air, just pick your battles. Fight over AA. Try to fight closer to your airfields. Because then your planes can land instead of being shot down, and planes that are being built can launch right away and get into the fight. Yeah, this picture battles if you have worse areas. Like you can use worse areas, just as you have to choose your battles and be more defensive. And of course, it always helps to have better air micro and actually punish strafes well, and kill that and like punish enemy plane strafing and strafe your trucks and units and whatnot. Just being good with air in general. But yeah, the M16s definitely are giving me a hand. And these infantry are not split apart, which is really annoying. Like, there's no reason for all this infantry to be taking so much damage. Yeah, at this point we're pushing through, and I just been building with fires. Hey, he gets mad and leaves. I'm like, okay, let's go take the space instead. Wilvo just doesn't. He decides to start building admins instead of building units. Like, he could have sent a barracks over here or something. Like, right after he started moving his units, but he doesn't. Fortunately, MLR is just spamming rangers and feeding us points, so that's really nice. But was like Wilbo isn't microing at all, and he loses his one M16. Then he doesn't micro his Persians at all for whatever reason. Like, why is he shooting the Rangers instead of shooting the Persian? Like, he's taking so much unnecessary damage. It's ridiculous. Then he doesn't kill it. And he's like, he can move forward a little bit and just finish off the Persian. Especially since now Thunderbolts are coming out, which is problematic. Like, he's not microing away his damaged Persian. Like, this Persian should be behind. Instead, it's gonna die because it's the first one taking the hit, which is totally unnecessary. Like this stuff is unnecessary. Like, he should be microing his damaged Persians behind. Why is he shooting the Rangers instead of the Persian? This makes 0 sense. Omega Re. Anyway, so he's just filling admins, which is like, I get the point. Might as well just build admins, but there's at the same time he could have easily just conquered all this and the game will be over. And this is a much safer route to victory because by letting the game go longer, you're extending a chance for something bad to happen and to lose. The longer the game goes on, the more likely it is to lose. Like, sometimes you can be defensive, like you don't know, but in this situation, like, all I needed to do was send the barracks after he started moving his units, and he could just spam out Rangers and just conquer all this, and it'd be fine. Anyway, so I'm like, okay then. And I decided to send an enemy out around to bomb the admin, since see if we can sneak behind us in the game. And I take all these 4 depots right here, all 4 of them. Yeah, the game's pretty much over at this point. They're on a lot less income. There's always a potential for something to happen. So yeah, and he doesn't notice. I guess he did it. Well, I don't know.
Depot is low on supply.
Why is there radio silence right here? What the hell? Yeah, so I just bomb all 3 of his admins, then he surrenders. It's like, no, he's definitely screwed. Yeah, oh, we only got about, what, 400 more income, 450, well, 460, 78 more income, whatever. Yeah, so I got 39 kills with planes and only 870 losses. That's pretty good. On the other hand, AA got 765 losses of planes and 1,015 kills. So, well, we both feel positive, although I'm more positive. Yeah, no. Well, lost, he did a lot of damage of infantry and Persians, although he could have done more. When you have inferior, just pick your battles, fight over A, try to fight closer to your airfields and enemy airfields. In general, just be better at air if you're not that good already. With punishing strafes that the enemy does on your units, and strafing enemy units without letting your units die, or making a positive trade, like you kill a depot with one of your planes, they come out ahead of that trade. And also, yeah, paratroopers are really solid within supply. Like, use them to kill depots, maybe even capture HQs early. But you have to do it before AA gets out in numbers. Or if there's AA, you need to have a ton of paratroopers to do it. That's generally inadvisable. Yeah, because if you're a non-nation of Japan, France, or Soviets, paratroopers, like 15 is a lot of money to spend on a paratrooper. Like, that adds a lot of money for what's basically a one-time unit, and you need to make sure you do damage. Otherwise, it's a costly loss. Although France and Soviets, it's a lot more affordable. Since the paratroopers are so much cheaper. So you can afford to lose more since you're not losing a whole lot when you lose your Soviet or French paratroopers. And they still have heavy grenades, so they still kill buildings just as fast. Yeah. That is the end of this video.